Robert Wise was the editor for Citizen Kane and then the editor for The Magnificent Ambersons, and he earned Orson Welles' eternal hatred because while Orson Welles was down in South America working on a movie called It's All True for the Roosevelt administration, which was trying to create a sense of kinship with America and Brazil, Robert Wise was ordered to re-edit The Magnificent Ambersons and cutting out a whole lot. And Wise thought he was doing the right thing to make the movie a success, and Welles never forgave him. Well, the director of Curse of the Cat People was fired because he was taking so long. And Wise was approached on a Friday and told, somebody's going to direct this movie. Do you want to do it? And you can do it if you start on Monday, which he did. And Robert Wise's directorial career began. Curse of the Cat People is a look at childhood and a lonely girl named Amy. It would make a good co-feature with The Company of Wolves in terms of how a lonely girl grapples with her loneliness, because kids, emotional issues aren't given all that much stock compared to adults. In 1945, Wise directed The Body Snatcher, which was about a doctor who likes to get bodies so he can work on them. The doctor is a pretty decent guy in a sense because he's really trying to help people, but he doesn't really care where these dead bodies come from. Boris Karloff gives a great performance, and Henry Daniell does a really good job as the doctor. You believe he doesn't really care about little people, but he cares about solving problems. And he's interested in finding ways to make, for example, a little girl walk. And it's like, oh, isn't that wonderful? He's trying to help this little girl. He doesn't really care about her, though. He cares about, I can do this thing. Wise, it seemed to really latch on to Karloff as the villain and bring something out of him that wasn't there before. Born to Kill, 1947, is about a murderer played by Lawrence Tierney, and you know Lawrence Tierney even if you don't know you do. Claire Trevor is actually the center of the movie and how she grasps onto him and seems not so much in love with him, but she's in lust with him, and you see where that leads her as she gets jealous. Blood on the Moon, 1948, I can't remember. The Setup, 1949. This is Robert Ryan's best movie. A boxer who wants to win clean, but he's being positioned to take a fall. And the movie takes place in real time as we watch him heading for his dive. Is he going to do it? It's Wise's first great movie. May the Earth Stood Still, 1951, is one of those science fiction movies it seems every lover of science fiction loves. I do not love it. I think it's very well produced, very cleanly shot, good special effects, not a lot, but enough, and just a fantastic score by Bernard Herrmann that really creates a sense of alienness. But the whole concept, the people who love this movie don't seem to understand. It's all about having a gun put to everyone's head on the planet Earth. You do the right thing, or else we're going to burn the whole planet down. It's one of the handful of movies that people say is a science fiction classic. Patricia Neal is good, Sam Chaffee's good, Michael Rennie is very good as the alien. It's a well-made movie. I don't like it. A House on Telegraph Hill is about a concentration camp survivor who takes on the identity of a dead friend. It leads to all kinds of complications. It's okay. It's good. It's not a film noir. It's one of those movies that tries to take a more documentary approach, and it's all right. Desert Rats. Richard Burton is in this. He's really good. He's always very good. It's about Tobruk. It's okay. It's fine. It's good. Executive Suite, 1954. This might be my favorite Robert Wise movie. The chief executive of a company drops dead, and there's a scramble for who's going to take on the company. It's got William Holden, Barbara Stanwyck, these different factions struggling to take control of the company. Really well done. Especially for William Holden. William Holden is great in it. Barbara Stanwyck doesn't have a huge part, but she has an important part. I Want to Live is about a woman on death row. Of course, she's going to say she's innocent, but it's Susan Hayward, and she's had a bad time. She's been a prostitute. She's been involved in crimes. It's also based on a real case, and Susan Hayward just bellows the hell out of this. She's, been kicked down by society, and she's got a son, and it's about the death penalty, and you've got to be against the death penalty if you watch this. Susan Hayward just belts out the whole part. Odds Against Tomorrow, 1959, the next classic Robert Wise movie. It's got Robert Ryan again, and he is just a vile racist in this. And he has to deal with Sidney Poitier. They both want to rip off a bank, and they kind of have to swallow their hatred for each other to get this done. Gloria Graham is a small part. Could have been bigger. She's good as usual. But the thing that comes through is that Ryan just really, really plays the hell out of his racism. It just burns out of him, and it isn't just kind of an added on element. It really comes into play at the climax. West Side Story is West Side Story. You got Natalie Wood is great. What's her name is great. She won an Oscar for it. And Natalie Wood had her singing dubbed, and it looks good. Visually it looks pretty good, even though the opening takes place in the outdoors, and the rest of the movie is obviously shot on stages. But West Side Story is a classic musical, and if you want to know the form, you've got to see it. I saw it once. That's enough. Two for the Seesaw is a drama with Robert Mitchum and Shirley MacLaine. She's kind of a free spirit, and it's just a drama of watching these two mismatched people trying to make it work together. It doesn't seem to be remembered today, but it's a little drama, and I say that little in terms of because it's really just about two people. The Haunting from 1963. And not just a spooky movie, because it's more of a spooky movie than a horror movie. Wise learned something from working on those two Val Lewton films. It's about two men who move into Hill House, which is supposedly haunted, to see if it really is haunted. The key character is Eleanor, played by Julie Harris, a spinster. She's taking care of her mother, who is now dead, and she has no life. And this is a big deal to her. Well, she was invited to go there because when she was a child and the locals were giving her a hard time, rocks fell on her house from the sky. Pulled from the Val Lewton era, not so much the Universal show everything era, from the psychological. And it was a flop. His next movie was The Sound of Music, which I've never been able to get through, and I don't have a problem with that. 1966, Sand Pebbles. 1968, Star, a musical. Next is The Andromeda Strain, which is based on a Michael Crichton book. It's about a satellite that crashes in a small town and wipes out everybody in the town except a baby and an alcoholic. The two of them are taken to an underground facility, examined, and the thrill of the movie is watching them try to figure out what the hell happened in this town while there is some kind of an alien organism that could have come back on the satellite. A terrific movie. 1975, The Hindenburg, which was just such a dumb idea for a disaster movie. In the first place, it was based on a real horror. George C. Scott was good in it, and Anne Bancroft was good in it, but they have to build up this whole story about an attempt to sabotage the Hindenburg to keep this damn thing going for 2 hours, because we all know how it's going to end, and they use the real footage intercut with new stuff. And it's got a huge cast, and it's really lugubrious is the word for it. Next is Audrey Rose. A weird attempt at getting at the Exorcist, Omen, Carrie audience. It's about Anthony Hopkins as a guy whose daughter died, and he believes that the daughter of Marsha Mason and John Beck is the reincarnation of his daughter. It has a good eerie tone to it, and what I remember most of it is the ending, but way too much time spent in courts and arguing about this stuff when we in the audience know she's the reincarnation. We get it. We know who she is. We get it. Let's get on with this. In 1979, he did Star Trek: The Motion Picture. very much of the 70s and of the pre-Star Wars 70s. Its concerns are the interaction between humans and technology. In a strange way, it's like Demon Seed, the movie about Julie Christie becoming impregnated by a computer. The parallel between Spock getting rid of his emotions and V'ger wanting to have emotions, I think, or something. V'ger wants to unite with the creator. Well, where the hell did that all come from? Which is why the ending is so flat. How is Deckard falling for this machine which destroyed the woman he loves? It's ahead of its time in talking about robots that look just like women. Deckard is horny for a replication of his dead girlfriend or whatever. So how does Star Trek, the motion picture, one of the biggest hits Wise ever had in his career, fit with the rest of his filmography? The key is in the Spock's development. It's about a man who has literally been all over the galaxy, but he hasn't been fulfilled until he accepts that he's an emotional being, whether he wants to be or not. The Star Trek The Motion Picture is really about a crew of professionals in a ship going out to serve the greater good. All these people are decent. Kirk and Decker have an antagonistic relationship, but they're not enemies. They're fighting for the same thing. Star Trek actually is not an anomaly. It fits with Wise's whole career. He did one more movie and then a television movie, but Star Trek was the cap on his career. His stuff is what the 70s Hollywood film brat generation was fighting against in many ways. Wise made solid Hollywood product, and that's what most people want. He wasn't an inspired, driven director like Orson Welles, but Orson Welles is strictly an acquired taste, and Wise made movies for regular people, for you, your dad, your friends, who just want to sit down and watch a good story for 2 hours. And at that, he was a big success.